And this slide here is titled Why, Why, Why? So at university, I studied youth work, and which is in Britain, it's basically how to work with children outside of school in informal settings and the likes. It's pretty close to social work. And one of the things that I learned about there was this theory called why, which is, basically question everything. I started to do this with coaching a few years ago, and I started to question why my team and why other teams were doing certain drills, particularly when it comes to this second bullet point. Where does this fit into our plan and in the way that we want to play? So I've written here under the first bullet point, why do we do this? And then I've written classic lead pass example. Okay, so the drill that I see quite a lot in Britain in particular is a lead pass drill where there's two stacks of people, and someone cuts out of the stack, and then someone throws a lead pass. The person catches the frisbee, turns 180 degrees around, and then throws another leading pass. And the question is, why are we doing this? Okay, well, first of all, a lead pass is super important. It's a very, very key element of the game. But why are we learning it in this way? And I think most of the time the answer that I get back is because that's what the previous captain did, or that's what the previous coach did. And then when I ask them about, well, what are you actually practicing? Where in a game, in the way that you play, do you actually throw lead passes? And people start to see that actually one of the things that they don't do in a game is catch the disc after a leading pass, turn 180 degrees around, and then throw another leading pass. So they started to take actually the situation that they had in a game and turn that into a drill rather than just use the drill that they had always used. So the why was, why are you doing this, and why haven't you decided to do it in a different way? And the second bullet point here, I think I explained that pretty well, but my sub-bullet point, the classic end zone drill. So one of the drills that I see quite a lot, the teams that I go into to help or I go into coach with, they do the classic end zone play where there's a stack of players at the front, a stack of players at the back of the end zone. One player cuts out from the back of the end zone to the front cone, and is passed to, then they pass back to somebody else who throws a swing pass or a dump pass to somebody from the front of the stack, and then they replicate the same situation on the other side of the end zone with somebody from the back cutting to the cone and scoring a goal. And it's amazing sometimes how teams practice this way because that's just the drill that they've had available to them in their knowledge repertoire, but actually how little they actually do that in the game. They see other things like ISO plays, or they decide that they're going to have simple cutting orders where they have people numbered and they in front of the end zone they call 2 or 3, and it's really rare that they actually try and score a goal in that way. But it seems like because they know that drill, they just go to it and they resort back to it. So when they're challenged about why are you drilling in this way, and it seems obvious now, but they actually start to think about drilling in a way that replicates their game rather than just the things that they know. And those two examples are obviously very, very obvious examples, and they seem very simple. But when you start to apply the idea of challenging everything that you do, every drill that you do, and questioning why and asking where does this fit into your game plan, then you start to see perhaps the influences of previous teams or previous knowledge of drills creeping into some of the things that teams decide to do, and then we can really start to challenge the appropriateness of our drills and our choices of drills.